Welcome to a broadcast of the recent Lorain County Commissioners' General Meeting. Unless otherwise announced, meetings are held Wednesday morning at 9:30 at the Administration Building, 226 Middle Avenue, 4th floor, downtown Elyria. These are public meetings and you are invited to attend. Agendas are posted prior to the meeting at www.loraincounty.us. Click on Departments to see the Commissioners page, then click on View Agenda.
Good morning. Can we stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the March 8th meeting of the Lorain County Board of Commissioners. We have something out of Psalms this morning, 51, 1 and 2. Have mercy on me, O God, because of your unfailing love, because of your great compassion. Blot out the stain of my sins, wash me clean of my guilt, purify me from my sin. And that was for you, Mr. Cortez. Were you paying attention? No. It was just the compassion part, just the compassion part.
You have taught me compassion, Madam Commissioner, you have. It took you 12 years, but you have.
Finally got around to it.
Finally got it.
Hello there.
Wow.
Come here.
He's fun.
Hi there.
Aww.
You're beautiful. Come on. Come on. Hello. Hello there. Hi there.
I want to dance.
Yeah, hello there.
I want to dance.
Hi there. I got a friend.
What is sweetie?
This will go to developmental disabilities. Go here.
Ted, those are just about the only ones that like you.
Come here. Come here. No. Come here.
Aww.
Our featured dog this week is a lab retriever type of mix. She's got a great personality. She's about a year old. She was picked up in North Ridgeville. She's actually available for adoption on Friday, unless our developmental disabilities decide they want a mascot. What do you guys think? Would you like to have a dog? Look at everybody smiling over there. And the board chair has said she would actually take responsibility. So if that decision is made today, she won't be available on Friday. Oh, look at her. How many dogs, Tim? 27. We have 22 other dogs, so if she's not quite your type or she's not available, stop in and see us.
Madam Clerk?
Well, do we want to just go right into the proclamation?
We have a proclamation for Disabilities Month, and I'm going to present this to Ely Fisher, the director over there, and I will let you say a few words and bring some of your residents up to talk about it.
Wonderful. Do you want me to go ahead and introduce our folks before we do the proclamation? Okay, well, I would like to say, first of all, that we thank you so much. We are honored to have our board president along with us today. She came to adopt a dog and also to watch the presentation. So Michelle Hunt is here with us today, and we're very happy to have her this year. I would like to thank the county commissioners for once again recognizing the many contributions of people with developmental disabilities by agreeing to declare March Developmental Disabilities Month in Lorain County. And each one of you has taken a personal interest in Murray Ridge Center, so you've all been out. You're all aware of the wide scope of services that we provide to thousands of Lorain County residents every year. And 2017 is a very special year for our agency because we're going to be celebrating our 50th anniversary this year. So what I'm going to do is highlight just a couple of the major events in the evolution of the DD system as I call up those who have joined me here today. I remember joining Murray Ridge Center as a young professional about 30 years ago, and at that time hearing about how just a couple of decades earlier children with developmental disabilities were being educated in school basements. Today, Murray Ridge School educates children from all over Lorain County, many of whom have the very most significant developmental disabilities and physical challenges. We strive to provide every student that we educate with all of the same experiences that typically developing children receive in their home schools. So the first person I'd like to call up is Siraha. Now Siraha is 7 years old. She's in our primary wing. She also benefited from being part of our early intervention program as an infant, but now that she's 7 years old, she's come along and she has some remarks for you.
I think she wants to say to everyone.
Do we need a microphone?
Hold on. Yeah.
Microphone.
Oh,
I turned it off, Teresa.
This is pretty loud.
I don't know if you'll pick it up though for the taping.
Are you ready? Are you ready? Yeah. Ready? Go ahead. Hit the blue one.
My name is Siraha, and I go to Murray Ridge School.
One more. Give it a push. Give it a push.
I love to dance with my friends.
That's it.
I love to dance with my friends.
Absolutely.
I love to dance with my friends.
One more smile. Melissa Siraha.
She's
beautiful.
Thank you, Siraha.
Thank you.
Good job.
good call. Thank you, Siraha. Okay, well, the next gentleman that I would like to introduce to you, really, his activities really demonstrate the broad range of activities that have been developed over the years for adults with developmental disabilities. Ely attends our Lorain Opportunity and Vocational Center, which is one of 3 OVCs operated by Murray Ridge Center, and that's open Monday through Friday. He goes there several days a week. He also participates on a supervised work crew in the community that's operated by Murray Ridge Production Center. And we've also been able to support him to be directly employed by Lorain County Community College. So Ely, would you like to come up and tell him all about it?
Hello, my name's Ely Fisher, and I have a split schedule. Monday to Tuesdays and Wednesdays, I go to the Lorain Opportunity Vocational Murray Ridge Center workshop, and then on Thursdays and Fridays, I have a 2 days part-time real-life job over at LCC Lorain County Community College, and I work at 2 departments. My full day is 9 o'clock to 2:30, but I split up my jobs. At 9 o'clock to 1 o'clock, I do work over at Health and Phys Hyper, and then what I do is I go around classrooms, I clean a whole bunch of tables and disinfect doorknobs, and go around the fitness center. I clean the machines and clean the mirrors with the rag and squeegee. Then I go to the equipment room and I organize stuff, and plus I get 11:30 to 12 o'clock short lunch break, and then 1 o'clock to 2:30 I go to student life. I go around, I take paper to the shredder box, and then I go around more rooms and clean more tables, and plus Fridays at 2:30 to 3 in the evening, I go. My mom takes me to the fitness center, and I do Friday workout exercises with a special personal trainer.
Very nice. Very good.
Wow, you have a busy life.
Wow.
Very
Yeah.
busy.
I get exhausted listening.
I know, I'm tired now. Good for you, good for you.
Great job.
What's your favorite part about going over to the college, besides lunch?
Basically, not really anything. Basically, just everything.
Oh,
There
good.
you go.
Good.
That's awesome.
That's good.
Congratulations.
Great,
Thank you,
Eli.
Eli.
Thank you.
Okay, well, I have one more friend with me today, and I have to tell you, I was thrilled to hear that he was going to be able to clear his calendar to come here this morning. One of the things that our system has been challenged to do is to really help people with developmental disabilities be a part of community, not only by having jobs in the community where they work alongside people who don't happen to have developmental disabilities, but also through engaging in other valued activities and valued roles with other community members. And one of the things that we are really trying to emphasize in our 50th year is helping people to volunteer in the community. In fact, the theme of our 50-year celebration is 50 acts of giving back. And Lutz happens to have volunteered all over the place. Just some of the places he's volunteered include Welcome Nursing Home. He's volunteered at the food bank. I told him we have a commissioner who loves animals and would probably melt to hear that he is volunteering regularly at the APL. And I won't tell you anything much about his job in the community, but I will tell you from personal experience, he's the hostess with the mostest. So Lutz, would you like to come up and tell him about it?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, I also work at the Olive Garden also too as a host. And everything, I see people get them salads, salad if they want it, extra breadsticks. And I also work at Oberlin College in the airport, clean the tower. Yep, and I also volunteered also too at the APL with dogs, which I love dogs. And that dog was very cute that we saw this
I
morning.
know, you want him, don't you?
Trying to get you that dog full time.
Oh, yeah. And I also I also volunteered at the nursing home also too. And I also used to work at Cedar Point also too.
Wow.
And I also like going to the workshop too and attending it and hanging out with all my friends. And I love working there too. And I love working at the Olive Garden. Yep. So it's pretty fun. And I love volunteering also too on the community, which is also fun. And I'm glad I got to come and speak to you guys this
Glad
morning.
you came too.
Glad
Thank
you
you for
did.
coming.
You're welcome.
Thank
you.
You guys have a nice day.
Again, thank you so very much for having us. It's just a joy to be here every year, and my entourage did such a wonderful job. Thank you, everybody, for coming along. Do we want to do
A picture?
picture?
Yeah,
But
Like
before you do the
always.
picture, I say one thing,
Yes, absolutely.
maybe more than one thing. Just so you know, we see you once a year, but we actively participate in your programs through having workers come and work for us.
Program, yeah.
We just don't ask people to develop areas where we can have employment opportunities. We provide them ourselves. We have to demonstrate that. We're at our collection center. We have them over Job and Family Services.
Record center?
Excuse me, collection center.
Yeah, not the record center.
I thought I said collection center, but you know, that New York accent, it sometimes comes through. It's really a great program. All people requires an opportunity and a desire to help somebody else, just a hand up. And so if you have job opportunities, please call the Murray Ridge Center, and I'm going to put a plug in for you because it's a great program. So maybe could you just give us 30 seconds on that while we're on the video here, on bringing workers into the workplace and how we do that?
Oh, absolutely. So we actually have somebody from our supported employment department. Would you like to come up and talk, just to say a couple of words about how we take job referrals?
Well, you know, we 3 or 4 people watch these meetings on the TV,
More than
so it's really a good opportunity just to speak to you. I think the program is so amazing. Sorry.
Hi, my name is Dawn Edwards, and I work for Murray Ridge in the Supportive Employment Department. And we have a wide array of jobs that we do throughout the county. As you know, when you pass bus benches, we're on bus benches all over to let employers know that there are many things that we can do. Olive Garden, Taco Bell, one of my particular consumers just celebrated his 25 years at Taco Bell. We have people that are valued members in the community that work. And when we do initial intakes with people, we talk about all the different things that we can do. We offer enclaves as well as competitive employment. And we just let people know we have a job developer that goes out into the community that will contact. I was with her a couple different times where we went to Giant Eagle and Dollar Tree and Walmart, and to talk to the supervisors there to let them know that we could be a value member of their team. And we are working with those different employment places. And there's also a tax advantage that you can get with working with our people. But it's not just that. Our people are very employable because they show up, they want to do a good job. The work skills, it seems like it's kind of a lost generation almost. And with our people, they show up all the time and they're dedicated to doing the best job that they can. We're working with waste management now in a couple different positions, and they keep asking for more people, so we're real excited to work with waste management and other companies in Lorain County.
That's great.
Didn't mean to put you on the spot, but I just wanted to get that plug in there.
That's okay.
You know, I work for DD, as Amber knows, of one of your mentors and friends. I think she's still out there. I wasn't there very long, but long enough to transform my thinking and change my perspective on a lot of things in life. So it was a great opportunity.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's wonderful. And, we appreciate all of your support, and particularly the plug, Jim. And if you are aware, or if anybody is aware of job opportunities that might be appropriate, you can call Murray Ridge Center, 329-3734. We'll get you to our supported employment department. And then once they become aware of a job opportunity, they can help match a person who has skill sets and interests that would be an appropriate match with the job. And we do have job coaches and staff that go out and assist people to learn the skills that they need and learn the specific job. And, we have our staff there with them in the beginning to learn what they need to do, and then they fade out. So, she did a very good job explaining what great employees people with developmental disabilities can make. So thank you for that.
Sorry, Chris, I just wanted to get
That's okay.
that plugged in there.
That's good information.
You can go get your picture now.
All right.
Come on.
Good job, guys.
Okay, let's get back to our meeting.
Well,
we
we have
actually
a
can go
public
into
hearing,
the
so-
CDBG with Linda Blanchette.
Yep.
Open the meeting for that.
You always give me these tough acts to follow.
I know.
Jeez.
As long as you talk fast, we'll be okay.
Yeah. Don't make it long, Linda.
I never do. Okay, that time again. We're going to be applying for another CDBG allocation grant, and a requirement for the grant is to have a first and second public hearing. This is the first public hearing, and it's to provide citizens with important information about the Community Development Block Grant, CDBG. We love acronyms, don't we? This first public hearing will identify the Office of Community Development Program funds for which the county is eligible to apply. The second public hearing will provide the projects, the specific projects that will be selected for the allocation, neighborhood revitalization, and downtown revitalization funding and the amount of each activity that we are going to spend. The second public hearing is going to list those specific projects, as I said, and if a community allots allocation funds to be to an unfunded competitive set aside, we have to have alternative projects to supplement those. The second public hearing will be June 7th, 2017 at 9:45. These CDBG programs can fund a wide range of activities, including economic development projects, street, water supply, drainage, sanitary sewer improvements, park acquisition and improvements, demolition of unsafe structures, rehabilitation of housing, and neighborhood facilities. The activities must be designed to benefit low and moderate income persons or aid in the prevention of or elimination of slum and blight. Lorain County is eligible to apply for funds under Program Year 2017 Community Development Block Grant CDBG program, a federally funded program, as well as other related programs administered by the State of Ohio, Development Services Agency, ODSA. And again, they must, the outcomes must meet one of two national objectives, either benefit low to moderate income families or areas, or eliminate slum and blight. HUD is currently reviewing the state's consolidated plan for approval. Should HUD approve the state's plan, a major change is going to take place in the CDBG grant. We have always had a one-year grant with CDBG. It is going to change to a two-year program. Lorain County is going to be in the 2017 program, which will go for 2 years. Others have been divided, and they will go into the 2018 program, so they will not get funding this year. So lucky for us, we are getting funding this year, and we don't have to wait a year without any funding. The county has been assigned to the CDBG 2017 based on factors including the program year 2016 competitive set-aside awards, any holdovers from 2016, high stagnant economic development revolving loan fund balances, administrative capacity, intent to apply for the 17, and also the competitive set-aside program funding and geographic distribution. The allocation program will now have 26 months to complete the identified projects within the grant. And within that 26 months, we also have a month to do drawdowns and to pay any outstanding balances that we have. The county is eligible to apply for the Community Development Allocation Program in the amount of approximately $550,000, as well as the competitive set-aside programs of neighborhood stabilization for $300,000, downtown revitalization for $300,000, and critical infrastructure for $300,000, which would be in addition to the allocation funding. If a county has an open competitive set-aside award on the application deadline, OCD will reduce the community's competitive set-aside eligibility by the number of open competitive set-aside grants. Lorain County currently has a downtown revitalization in the city of Amherst. The county is only eligible for neighborhood revitalization and downtown revitalization programs in the years they receive allocation funds. Lorain County is not eligible to apply for a CHIP grant, Community Housing Impact and Preservation Program, because we currently are administrating a $1,152,600 CHIP grant. The PY 2017 Community Development Allocation Program participants are required to include also a fair housing program activity as far as the in the 2017 application. To wrap it up, the funding requests were mailed out February 28th. These are funding requests that we mail out to all the communities, the townships, the main streets, the health department, engineer's office, requesting projects. Please let us know if you have projects, and then we can start researching to see if they're eligible projects. We will also be having on March 28th, 2017, on the 4th floor, meeting room A, we will have a Community Development Implementation Strategy meeting, a CDIS meeting, to go over any projects that people may have. This is also a requirement in the allocation grant.
Who's involved in that meeting?
Again, everyone, all of the 18 townships, the
You invite everybody
cities,
to that?
yes, except Lorain and Elyria as they get their own funding. Yes, everyone has been sent letters to attend that as well. The training for the application will be April the 12th in Columbus, and as I said earlier, the second public hearing will be June the 7th at 9:45 a.m. The allocation application is due by electronic submission June the 16th of 2017. So we're pretty busy up there. Any questions?
Does anybody in the audience have any questions regarding?
March the 28th.
March 28th?
Correct. 9 a.m.
Is that it? Should we
Yeah,
motion to
close the
close?
hearing.
Motion to close the public hearing?
Second.
Ms. Kowski?
Aye.
Mr. Kayla?
Aye.
Mr. Lundy.
Aye.
There's nothing to approve
Not
until
yet,
we
no.
come back with,
Yep.
Right.
okay.
Thanks,
All
Linda.
right, thanks, Linda.
All right, under resolutions, number 1, investments.
So moved?
Second.
Discussion. Ms. Kowski?
Aye.
Mr. Kayla?
Aye.
Mr. Lundy.
Aye.
Appropriations.
So moved?
Second.
Discussion. Ms. Kowski?
Aye.
Mr. Kayla?
Aye.
Mr. Lundy.
Aye.
Transfers.
So moved?
Second.
Discussion. Ms. Kowski?
Aye.
Mr. Kayla?
Aye.
Mr. Lundy.
Aye.
No advances, no repayments, requisitions.
So moved?
Second.
Discussion. Ms. Kowski?
Aye.
Mr. Kayla?
Aye.
Mr. Lundy.
Aye.
Travel.
So moved?
Second.
Discussion. Ms. Kowski?
Aye.
Mr. Kayla?
Aye.
Mr. Lundy.
Aye.
Bills.
So moved?
Second.
Discussion. Ms. Kowski?
Aye.
Mr. Kayla?
Aye.
Mr. Lundy.
Aye.
Authorize various personnel actions as indicated on the summary sheet for employees within jurisdiction of Lorain County Commissioners.
Mr. Cordez?
I do have a number of issues I'd like to discuss with the board. I did get an update this morning on where we stand with the contract negotiations at Job and Family Services, potential hires at Job and Family Services, sale of real estate, purchase of real estate. Unless council has legal matters, I don't have any. So those topics are allowable under the Sunshine Act for executive session discussion. So I'd ask at the conclusion of our regular board meeting, we go into executive session and we discuss those issues that I've outlined. Thank you.
Thank you.
Approve and waive the reading of the minutes of March 1st.
So moved?
Second.
Discussion. Ms. Kowski?
Aye.
Mr. Kayla?
Aye.
Mr. Lundy.
Aye.
Withdraw request of the regular annexation petition of 34.0703, parcel 11000920000070, and 1.8323 acres on parcel 11000920000008 of land in Eaton Township to the city of Elyria, Lorain County, Ohio, for State Route 57 Chestnut. Attorney Kevin Fisher was the agent, so that means there will be no hearing on March 21st.
So moved?
Second.
Discussion. Ms. Kowski?
Aye.
Mr. Kayla?
Aye.
Mr. Lundy.
Aye.
Community Development, award various contracts for homeowners to receive grant assistance from CHIP PY16 home repair and private rehab activities, which includes contingency for any unforeseen change orders. These were the most responsive complying with specifications. 1 JD Indoor Comfort Sheffield in the amount of $8,580 for Corrine Tershak at 14894 Forest Street, Oberlin for home repair work. 2 Solid Ground Construction Inc., Westlake in the amount of $7,890 for Lois Bendy at 4348 Broccoli Avenue, Sheffield Lake for home repair work. 3 J. Kilby Enterprise, North Ridgeville in the amount of $39,930 for Hazel Moon and Franklin Payne at 112 Glades Court, Oberlin for home repair work. And then Green Home Solutions Cleveland, in the amount of $40,249 for Peggy Ellis at 93 Spring Street, Oberlin for home repair.
So moved?
Second.
Discussion. Ms. Kowski?
Aye.
Mr. Kayla?
Aye.
Mr. Lundy.
Aye.
Authorize agreement with Lorain Metropolitan Housing Authority in the amount of $16,500 for tenant-based rental assistant using program year 16 CHIP grant funds.
So,
Commissioner, I would ask that you table this. I have some things I'm trying to work out. I'm not sure how this got on the agenda, Don, or you. okay? Don and I are working on some issues with this.
Okay.
So I'd ask that we wait, please.
All right, no problem.
Award contract to Dr. Michael Muzingo of Michael A. Muzingo LLC, 221 Church Street, Amherst, to receive grant assistance from CDBG PY15 set aside private rehab activity in the amount of $997.50.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion.
All of our language is correct in agreement with the prosecutor from these rehab downtown.
Yes, Commissioner, I'm satisfied that confusing language. I really do believe that language opened up a whole host of possibilities that we wouldn't anticipate. So I think being firm on the number, and if there's any changes, they should come back here and we should take a look at them. So I'm very comfortable with moving forward with these from last week, and I think there's one additional one
There's
this
one
week.
additional one, that's what I caught the other morning. Okay, so we're okay on all this? Thank you.
And this is all from the $300,000 grant that we got from downtown Amherst?
Correct.
Okay.
Ms. Kowski.
Aye.
Mr. Kayla.
Aye.
Mr. Lundy.
Aye.
Award contract to David Kaufman of Kaufman Properties Limited to receive grant assistance from CDBG Program Year 15 set aside private rehab at 125 Park Avenue in the amount of $8,205.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion.
I just want to say, all these they're matching those dollar amounts, so it's not just a full grant. They're, okay, yeah, it's a match.
That's
They
correct,
match.
Commissioner. There is owner participation,
Right, so they have
a significant owner
Mm-hmm.
participation in all of these. There's a little bit of brevity here on the agenda, but if you look at the application itself, it varies, but they have to have a lot of skin in the game to
Right.
be able to get these.
Okay.
No, it's basically a 50% match.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
I just, I guess, do we have any cap on how much someone can receive? I noticed we have Dave Kaufman down
Up to
here
10,000,
twice
right?
Yes.
it's a 10,000 cap.
per,
Yes.
Right.
not for one person,
No,
Oh,
up to.
here comes Max. Hi, Max.
because I see him listed twice.
Commissioner, we do have a cap of $10,000 per property. So in this case, Mr. Kaufman has 2 properties in downtown Amherst. Both of them are for roofs. The 8205 is for a roof, and the 125 Park Avenue, the total project cost is actually $37,000. We cap it at $10,000, so he'll be paying.
So he could
$27,000.
have 10 LLCs and get $100,000.
It's per property, Commissioner, not
Address.
per.
Yeah, I understand that, but it still ends up going to one individual.
Correct.
Those are the people making the investments in the downtown to rehab them.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Can you guys stay? I want to talk about, as soon as they vote, I want to talk about this program a little bit, okay?
Ms. Kowski.
Aye.
Mr. Kayla.
Aye.
Mr. Lundy.
Aye.
Award contract, do you want me to go to the next
No,
one?
go ahead, I'll wait till you finish, Madam Clerk.
Award contract to David Kaufman at Reddington Block LLC to receive grant assistance from CDBG PY15 set aside private rehab at 223 Park Avenue in the amount of $10,000.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. Ms. Kowski.
Aye.
Mr. Kayla.
Aye.
Mr. Lundy.
No.
With regard to the program,
I'll do one, but I'm not going to
well,
be giving out $10,000 grants all day long to one person.
No, to a certain degree. Mr. Kaufman has significant investment down there, so.
Mr. Cortez, did you have something you wanted to add?
I just wanted to go over the program a little bit while we have an opportunity. I don't know how many buildings Mr. Kaufman owns down there. But with regard to the program, how much funding is left in the program? And I know I'm getting you off the cuff here, so just ballpark.
As of right now, I believe the last time I checked, we have expended about 60% of the total program funds for downtown, which includes the parking facilities. To date, we've leveraged over 2-to-1 on the downtown rehab, so we're getting a lot of bang for our buck as the private rehab portion is concerned. And right now, I think we are at about 80-some thousand left in the program, and we're working with Main Street to get all of the projects through the regulatory process so that we can have them all ready to go as soon as the construction season starts this spring.
So when we finish with the leverage spending that's going on, the Commissioners program in Amherst should generate between $600,000 and $700,000 of revitalization initiatives in the downtown area.
If trends continue with the rest of the projects, yes, I believe that to be true.
Now, with regard to this assistance, is there, tell me about how the properties have to be placed. This isn't for speculation, right? This isn't come get a loan.
No, these have to be properties that owners can't demolish within 5 years. They can't transfer, and they have to be, for the most part, owner occupied.
Yeah, what I'm trying to demonstrate here to the public is that we're not going to give them money, and then 3 weeks after they put the roof on, they're going to go sell the building and make money off of it.
No, there's all clawbacks on all
Right.
this.
Well,
There's
you know, a lot of
requirements
time-
you have to have. Yeah, good talking about
Yeah,
it.
a lot of
These
times-
guys have significant investments. I've known most of the people who've gone through this program. I work with Teresa Gillis and you guys, of course, on this.
There is one example, Commissioner, that there was a previously vacant building in downtown Amherst that used to be a bar. It had been vacant for 2 decades, but not for this program and the money spent to rehab that building. It is now open and it's home to 2 new businesses, and downtown Amherst is 100% occupied as far as storefronts are concerned. So these programs have a significant impact.
You know, Max, a lot of times I'll see folks and they'll be talking about it. They get a piece of what we're doing, and then they add all their own facts to that piece. And that's why I like to talk about these things. And I try to get the information out that there are provisions to make sure that we're not getting people flipping with funds, and that they have to make a substantial investment for a substantial period of time in the downtown area, and hopefully beyond that minimum period of time. And I understand now that we're trying to work on another one of these grants in another community in Lorain County. I may be premature on this, but I think we're going to concentrate on Oberlin this time. Don, you want to speak to that?
Currently, we've had conversations with both Wellington and Oberlin. At this point in time, it would appear Oberlin is better positioned to do so, but we've got a couple of weeks yet before they have to get details into us so that we can review them and then bring it to the board for some consideration and conversation.
And we have to close this grant out when?
This grant closes at the end of this state fiscal year, so it's September 31st. So Teresa's been
June
working.
30th. Excuse me.
No.
June 30th
You're
for
thinking about the
state.
fiscal year. The state fiscal year is a little different. You're thinking about the federal fiscal year.
My apologies. But we have worked hard to get everything through the Historic Preservation Office, through the local design review board, so that we are able to expend all of these funds in time.
So we have just a few months. So a couple questions, couple more. If we encumber the money, but we haven't spent it, will that satisfy our requirements? Do we have to actually have it spent, or do we have to have it under contract and encumbered to be qualified? Because a lot of times there's a period of time after the grant for closeout.
The funds need to be, well, they do need to be encumbered. They need to have been spent, but not necessarily the check cut. So the work needs to be completed, but we do have time to close it out. So
Wait a minute, you didn't answer my question. Boy,
Well-
you should not running for office. Because I need to know by, June 30th, do we have to have all the work done, or do we just have to have work under contract and have the funds encumbered?
by September 30th, all work must be complete.
And that's the closeout period between June 30th and September 30th?
No, between September 30th and November 1st would be the closeout. It ends on the federal fiscal year, not the state.
Okay, well,
September
okay.
30th.
You said
So we have a
state, you
little
gave
bit
me the
more time.
fiscal date, okay. There's a reason I'm asking all this. So now I want to know how well you think we're going to progress in drawing down these funds.
We're doing really well as far as getting the pipeline of projects through. Like I said, we have a bunch in the pipeline that will come before the board in the next few weeks. The problem is when an owner comes forward, they have to go through the Historic Preservation Office at the state, so we have to get their blessing to be able to do whatever the proposed project is. In addition to that, they have to pass the local design review board and get their blessing before we're able to go out and solicit bids and go through that process. So we're trying to get that all kind of streamlined so we can be ready to go.
And in my conversation with Don, I think we've taken over some of that process, Don?
Max is actually bird dogging the process and working with Teresa and the owners to make sure that the bidders are, that they're getting the bids out, as well as making sure all the provisions are there prevailing wage being one of them.
I'm looking forward to a recap early in the fall and demonstrating the significant investment in Amherst from this program. So hopefully we got pictures and slides and before and afters, and I can only tell you that the mayor over there was just so excited about the parking lot and the things that were done there, and it's really enhanced that area. It's great opportunity, and I really hope that we work hard on the Oberlin piece. We brought some resources to the table to work with Amherst Main Street the last time. Are we going to require the same kind of resources this time?
We've made the offer if needed, so to the community. So if they do request it, we'll make sure that we have funds available to be able to assist them in putting the application together along with our entire staff.
Perfect.
This is all done on a first come, first serve basis. In other words, whoever gets their paperwork in early moves through.
Correct, with one caveat to that. The building owners who came forward during the application process and indicated a desire to renovate their buildings have preferential treatment over those that were not an active part of the application process back in 2015 when they...
Because we had to demonstrate the need, so we had to have people come forward and say they would do the investment to
Yes, sir.
demonstrate the need for the grant.
Yes, sir.
And Amherst has, I mean, they have a very effective Main Street. They meet all the time. They're engaged with the downtown merchants. I mean, the events they do with all the participating merchants. I mean, it's a good run program with some good small business owners in downtown Amherst.
Yes, sir. I meet with, I attend the Amherst Main Street meetings every month on behalf of community development to show that we're engaged in that Main Street and kind of play an active role where possible.
You said how many more do you think are in the pipeline coming forward?
That I know of right now, we have 6 projects awaiting OHPO approval. And once we get that back from OHPO, we'll send them out to bid, and we'll be seeing those before the board, hopefully in short order.
Should that expire the rest of the dollars then, you think?
No, sir.
No? Should be more available?
Yet. Yeah. I think we'll be able to do between 7 and 10 more projects, depending upon the size, with the money that we have left.
Wonderful.
Because not everyone's coming forward and maxing out $10,000.
See what happens when you come to a meeting, Max? you get called up for your 15 minutes of shame, but we need to let people know what's going on out there, and this is the only way to do it.
Yes, sir. Well, I try to keep my ducks in a row at all times. That way I can answer these questions.
Thanks, Max.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thanks, Don. Great job.
Thank you.
Okay, we're to you now.
We are. Thank you very much, Madam Clerk. I yield to council. Thank you.
You done talking this morning?
In just 1 minute, sir. We'll have public comment, okay?
Mr. Ennis?
I do not need an executive session.
Wow.
How about that?
He's okay.
Commissioners report.
Well, as part of my report, I saw Rosa and Joe G. over at the Veterans Treatment Court. Judge Walther had another graduation. 3 people graduated. A few moved up through the phases, and they're doing great work over there. So, Rosa, would you want to come up and talk about Valor Home and the mural that they're wanting to have a fundraiser for?
I have 3 very quick things about veterans.
Okay.
The first thing I'd like to address, and I'll be real brief on it, I understand everyone's hands are tied, but we can't keep ignoring disabled veterans. There are a group of veterans that live on the Erie County and Lorain County border. Their choices of clinics were the Lorain Clinic in Sheffield Village, or the next one that they could have room for was in Toledo. Okay, these gentlemen, of course, chose the Lorain Clinic. This is an important thing to them. These people need the services desperately. Erie County wants nothing to do with helping their transportation because the clinic's not in Erie County. Lorain VSO office can't do anything because the veterans are not Lorain County residents. Oh, come on, there's no bus line. All the bus passes in the world are not helping these gentlemen. And now my husband and other veterans are trying to work schedules in to go pick up these veterans and take them to the clinic. maybe there's a miracle out there that maybe someone can figure out why we're letting these veterans fall through the cracks, and maybe a way of working it out. It shouldn't be, well, they don't live here, or the clinic's not here. No, the two counties should come together on this. There's a group of them that are in these small communities. They're rural communities, no bus line. Somebody's got to cross over and make some sort of arrangements. And I'm hoping by pleading to you that maybe you might know of a key piece that might fit somewhere to help these gentlemen. Now, I will get off my soapbox on that one, and thank you so very much for letting me say it. The Valor Home Mural Project is really going great. I hope all of you saw the newspaper ad in the Journal. We have chosen not to spend any money on advertising or printing. All of it's being done in-house. My husband's great at letting me use the printer all I want. The project's spaghetti dinner is the only fundraiser we're having for this. It's April 21st. German Villa was nice enough to give us the venue at no cost. We're having spaghetti dinners. The tickets for the dinners are $20 a piece. We're asking for Chinese raffle donations because we'll have those. The band is Music on a Mission. They volunteered their time also. We're getting some great volunteers to help raise all the money will be going to the mural. Anything above, if God's willing, anything we might make above that expense will automatically go to the veterans in Valor Home. We have 25 veterans there right now. Valor Home's really come a long ways. The inside of the building and the veterans show so much pride. So much good is being done. Veterans Court, all of it's being done so well. And then when I go and ask for help for the building, I have people look at me and say, I thought that building was abandoned. If you look at the outside, it doesn't reflect all the wonderful good that goes on inside. So that's why we took it upon ourselves to raise the money for the mural, to make it more obvious. And at the same time, we're hoping by raising the funding and doing the mural, that ungodly, dangerous hole in the wall that was left from the bridge being taken down will speed up and be closed. It should have been closed way before now. The moisture getting in there, that's not good for our building. And luckily now the mayor in Lorain and Lorain Consul's trying to help with the state funding as far as checks weren't cut and issued to the contractor in time. So now it looks like that might be worked out also. With that being said, I'd like to remind all of you, there is a tribute concert to veterans, and it is at Lorain Community College, March 11th, the Stockard Arts Center. The price is only $9, and it starts at 7:30 p.m. So if you don't already have something planned, please consider attending that also. And with that, I'd like to thank all of you for all of your support to the veterans. And thank you so much for attending the Veterans Treatment Court graduation yesterday. Thank you.
Thank you, Rosa.
Thanks, Rosa. Thank you, Joe.
One last thing for Mr. and Mrs. Gee, I still owe you a place to store stuff. I haven't forgotten you. I know it's been a while, but we just haven't come up with anything, you know, through our work with the Land Bank and the Port Authority. But rest assured, I just haven't forgotten you.
We have the patience, and we know
I
with
know
patience will come a better location.
I know you do, but I just wanted to, you know, just say I'm working on it still.
Thank you for your time on this.
And my report.
Wow. Fine job, Rosa.
Thank you.
And Lorain County Economic Development Investment Corporation met to approve our semi-annual revolving loan fund to be sent to the state. That was approved. There was discussions about another loan out there. We're going back for more information. And then it was a week of meetings, basically, but that's about it. End of my report.
I just wanted to commend Judge Walther and his 3 graduates with the Veterans Treatment Court. It's so great to see all the front page pictures of the veterans who've made it through the court. And I got to tell you, people have a tendency to badmouth government, but government does a lot of good things. And certainly the Veterans Treatment Court is an example of that, helping individuals who are working through the transition from their services back into the community, sometimes some lingering issues. But it makes it possible for folks to get their lives turned around and get back on track, and just can't thank Judge Walther enough, and the support of everybody in the county who plays an instrumental role in making that possible. A little concerned about seeing a post, I guess, the Citizens for Better Lorain County, believing that the $10 million collected in delinquent property taxes all came back to the county commissioners. I know we try as best as we can to educate the public about that. I know I've posted a couple Facebook posts. I think Commissioner Kokoski probably lost her fingers with all the typing she did, trying to educate
tunnel.
people. Yeah, she probably has carpal tunnel now too, exactly, from all the typing she did. But once again, $1.62 per hundred. So I guess on that $10 million, we're looking at $162,000 that would have come back for the county's portion. Most of that goes to the schools, as it should be. But just disappointed by the request not being made for the information so that the facts were reported instead of using, I guess, alternative facts as they describe them nowadays. And quite disappointed by some of the proposals being made in Washington concerning the Great Lakes Restoration Fund. Certainly very concerned about having a healthy lake, and to see that because of cuts, I guess the administration wants to cut back on the EPA, which I'm surprised there's even going to be an EPA, but cutting back on the EPA, I think they wanted to make some $2 billion in cuts in that area and cut back on staffing, and as a result, that's supposed to have some trickle-down impact on the Great Lakes Restoration Fund, going from $300 million to $10 million, which I think we all know is not a good thing for our Great Lake. We certainly saw what happened in Toledo, which was a very serious crisis that took place there. I wasn't there when it happened, but I talked to some of my former colleagues in the legislature who were actually working at some of the water distribution locations when folks in that community, I think, probably went a good 3, 4, 5 days without drinking water and showering and so on and so forth. So, it's a serious issue, and we need to make sure that Great Lakes restoration funding stays where it's at. And that completes my report.
Board correspondence?
I move to approve the correspondence and waive the reading, and also March 13th, Columbia Township is having a meeting regarding the random shooting that's going on there, and it was scheduled to be at 6:30. If you guys were planning to attend, they changed it to 6 o'clock, just so, in case you were going.
Second.
Ms. Kowski?
Aye.
Mr. Kalo?
Aye.
Mr. Lundy.
Aye.
Public comment?
Sir, would you like to come up and just state your name for the record and where you're from?
Sorry I'm late, but I was in that other room, thought that was a meeting. This
Oh,
meeting.
that's the sheriff's
I know,
sales.
that's a bid document. That's what I'm concerned with.
With what? Can you tell us your name
With
first?
bids, with minorities in these bids that had federal dollars in it. You're gonna disperse these federal money all out throughout the county, these little counties. I can assure you that there's no minorities working on any of these jobs. And this whole entire area is in violation of a federal order when it comes to federal dollars. I talked to the people in Washington, I talked to the people in Cleveland, I talked to the people in Columbus. You have to have a process to make it possible that we get on these jobs, or you're subject to risk of losing these federal dollars, because there's no minority. These people telling you I use the same plumber all the time, and they say go ahead and go to work. That is wrong. When tax dollars, my federal dollars, is involved in it, I shouldn't pay no federal tax. I'm not. Federal tax, it goes to Washington, it goes to Columbus, it trickles down, it comes back. It's everyone's federal dollars.
Are you saying that, or did you bid on a project and not get selected, or are you?
I was sick. I'm a union plumber.
And your
master
name is?
plumber.
Can you
I'm
state-
overqualified for these jobs.
Can you state your name, sir?
Warren Daniels Sr.
Thank you.
Everybody knows me. Back in the old days, I used to work for Walt Kokoski. He'd take me anywhere because I knew what I was doing. I'm better than these little young guys that are out there. I'm back in this business because the union wouldn't give me my pension. I got a lot of problems, and I'm going to address these problems. I'm going to take care of it till the day I die. There's 6 minorities was in the union. They moved to Norwalk. They come with some kind of little scheme with none of them. 3 of them have died. None of us are getting any pension. If I was getting my pension, you wouldn't see me. I know you don't want me here, but I'm going to cause a lot of problems because I'm going to talk to the Department of HUD and everything. We're not using our federal dollars. We're paying federal taxes, but we're not using any of them. These contractors said, well, I use the same plumber all the time. And you said, and we do all our work. No one can do all their work now. I have state license.
Sir, do you have a specific project that you're speaking to? You have a generality that's inconclusive for us to deal with. Do you have a specific project?
Well, it's gone already, and there's projects now coming up.
Do you have a specific project that's coming up that we can look at for you?
To do what?
A specific project that you say is coming up that we can look at this issue for you.
All of them with federal dollars in it.
All of what, sir?
I even talked to McDonald's over there. The city of Elyria gave McDonald's $15,000 for what? Now because those federal dollars are in there, they should use.
But I'm not so sure that the city gave McDonald's $15,000 of federal dollars. I don't know what the city of Elyria gave them, but that would be the city of Elyria. We have no say over that. I mean, if you're speaking to federal programs that we administer here.
I got this thing in the mail is saying that you want to talk about the federal dollars. I'm trying to show you.
Okay, we did earlier. You were a little late to the meeting, sir. We had a presentation on the CDBG funds and what the use is, and we're asking for applications for projects for the CDBG funds, and they are federal funds, sir. You're correct. What I can suggest to you is that gentleman right over there, Don Romancak, if you turn around, he'll raise his hand. That is our Community Development Director, and he will work with you on some of your concerns, if you have concerns. I will say that we have used those CDBG dollars for decades to improve this community, and we get audited all the time. And we get audited by both the state and the federal government, and we do our own local auditing, and we have not been found to have any deficiencies in those programs. You may feel that way, and I appreciate your opinion, but I just want the public. I want the public to
feel that
understand.
way. You saying we feel that way, but there's no minorities working on any of them. Any of them.
How would you know that?
Because I checked it out. What do you think? I'm stupid? I know what I'm doing. I did this in Elyria in 1984. I stopped the federal funds from coming to the county, from coming here.
If you have a specific job that you feel has not been appropriate.
Every job that has federal dollars on it, sir, the bridges. You tore that building down at the Sears building over here?
We didn't tear that building down.
The city of Elyria tore that building down. There's federal funds in that building to tear it down. He tore it down for $1 million. That's a ridiculous. You're getting ready to do something here in this. Which one of these buildings you're going to?
Courthouse.
The courthouse.
The courthouse.
That's ours.
You know why you're spending too much money? Because I'm going to ask for the grantee before. You got the same guy doing the work and getting all the money. Something is wrong with that. I was over there when Jimmy DeMoria was doing his thing over in Cleveland. I spoke this same language. Jimmy DeMoria went to prison because if I was an attorney, we would find a Jimmy DeMoria right here in Lorain County.
There's no Jimmy DeMoria.
Let me express this to you because
that's all I want to say now.
Well, but see, you're not going to have the final say on that because you have cast an aspersion, sir, onto county government here that's unwarranted, inaccurate, and incorrect. Okay.
You, Mr. Kors?
Now I'm speaking, sir. I let you speak. I'm speaking.
Are you Mr. Kors? I can't see that.
Yes, I am.
Well, I want to see you afterwards for something you told me. I got it on record.
Whatever I told you, I'll stand by, but the courthouse,
You can't stand by, 'cause I got you. There's something is wrong with what you said.
what is wrong with what I said? Let's do it right here in the
You
public.
told me I couldn't bid on a job unless I pay, if I owe property tax, I couldn't bid on a job.
That's correct.
with-
That's correct.
Okay, hold on for a second now. The guy that was tearing these buildings down owed $50,000, and he's still tearing them down.
Who?
So what's going wrong?
Who?
The guy that was tearing these building houses down got most of the contract. I followed. I do follow and do my record.
All of our projects are bid. The courthouse project is sealed bid. It's a sealed bid. It's out to sealed bids. In fact, we're on our third round because we rejected the bids the first two rounds. So there is no ability for us to go out and get in collusion with a sealed bid, and the bids are open publicly. Now, with regard to owing taxes, that has been a standard board practice that if there's taxes due, that people can't bid on the work. If there's somebody that has gotten work and the tax are due and he slipped through or they slipped through, I'd like to see that, because we'll remedy that, right?
What are you gonna do?
We won't give them any more work. If we're giving them work, that's where we start.
You
But
already
we
got the work. Tore that building down for $700,000. Get that air conditioning unit off.
We haven't
made
tore
$1
any
million
buil-
for tearing a building down.
We have
I
not-
can go out to Wilkesville and get guys with a brick and would give them a hammer and they'll tear that building down.
we
for
have
less
not
than
torn
that.
down any buildings for
Look,
$700,000,
I'm done.
sir.
Like I said, if I find a good lawyer, this county is going to be in trouble because of what I just told you now. There's no minorities working on any federal fund. We have to keep some food on the table also.
What I'm telling
when
you,
people
sir,
talk to
is
me
that
now,
we
how
have
you
been,
doing?
we
What I
have,
tell them,
we have,
starving to death.
we have been audited and we are in compliance with all federal laws and regulations.
And something you said to me, I got it on record. I was looking at you closer because the paper told.
Okay, sir,
told
you're not,
me
you,
that-
you
that
can't.
the man was owed $50,000
Sir.
in taxes. You mean to tell me
Mr.
that
Williams?
you went by and you won't let
Hello?
me bid your job?
Excuse me?
Warren Daniels.
Or Warren Daniels?
Warren Daniels.
Okay.
Senior.
If you have-
can't, you
Worked for
can't,
Walter Kokoski back in the day. He took me everywhere.
If you have information on that, share it with Mr. Romancak and we will look at that.
No, I mean, I got 80 guys, I got
Sir.
100 minority
Mr.
contractors
Daniels, you can't,
and
you
business
can't,
people right now that's starving and not getting any work, and they couldn't come down today.
Hello?
I'm gonna relay this message, and we're gonna have a meeting among ourselves, like you're building the school over there.
I'm not building any
Sir.
schools, sir.
Daniels,
You're
Mr.
getting-
Daniels,
you're getting
Warren,
confused.
Warren, now I've been in the trades a long time, and I know you from 30 years back. You're comparing a lot of things that have nothing to do with county government. We're all in, we have nothing to do with the city of Elyria. Warren, now that's been long enough,
The county
okay?
dispersed your money, you were involved also.
not with
We-
the city of Illyria's
Elyria Or the
projects.
schools or anything else, that's not us.
The only thing that we're doing right now is the courthouse, and we're going out for bid for that currently, waiting for the bids to come in for
I
that.
can do that job much cheaper than what the
Well,
Then you
bid
should
Well, then
bid.
bid on it.
I had no money because you let those people, the same people bid those jobs and rob you.
We-
Okay,
Most of these people don't know nothing about bidding.
Then why don't you bid the job?
Bid the job, Warren.
Yeah.
I couldn't get the bond. I was sick. I almost died of cancer. That's why you didn't hear from me
Okay.
for quite a while. But
you
I'm
can't
not
stand in the
sick.
middle, you have to be at the podium if you wanted
Go
to
ahead,
speak to the commissioners at any further.
For a second about something.
Thank you.
About what? I want to talk right here in public.
No, that's enough.
Well, no, I want to know what the gentleman has to say here in public. We,
Not
Th-
being specific enough to really have a true conversation about anything, really.
I'm really not comfortable having a conversation of this sort with this gentleman without people
Well,
around.
I don't have to talk to you then. I'll fix it.
Okay.
Motion to adjourn.
Okay, anything?
Executive session, you mean?
Yeah, motion to go into executive session as outlined by the administrator.
Second.
Ms. Kowski.
Aye.
Mr. Kalo.
Aye.
Mr. Lundy.
Aye.
This has been a broadcast of the recent Lorain County Commissioners' General Meeting. Unless otherwise announced, meetings are held Wednesday morning at 9:30 at the Administration Building, 226 Middle Avenue, 4th floor, downtown Elyria. These are public meetings, and you are invited to attend. Agendas are posted prior to the meeting at www.loraincounty.us. Click on Departments to see the Commissioners page, then click on View Agenda for a printable copy of the agenda.